It's The Drive on The Fan.
Hey there, how we doing out there, everybody? It's a Tuesday morning on The Drive. Tara Atkin, Paul Ratliff with you today. Double D back tomorrow, then gone again Thursday, Friday. But he will be back in tomorrow, but we are guiding you through the show today. And today's show is brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. Man, it's fantastic. Get out and play great golf for a great price. Call for tee times. 435-688-1700. That's 435-688-1700. Or you can book a tee time on their website, coralcanyongolf.com. And we were out and about yesterday, Tara. It was a fun day. We were out and about at Fabulous Freddy's on Bluff Street from 11 to 1.
Yeah.
We had a couple listeners come by and get seeds for our Road to the Finals challenge, which we are still trying to fill up today. We still have a lot of good seeds left, a lot of opportunity to still get a good team. Not a 16, not a 15. There's still plenty of 4s, 5s, 3s.
There is, yeah.
So opportunity for listeners still. Why don't you give some of the top seeds when you have a minute? I'll let you pull it up. There are some really good ones, and we actually gave away a 1 seed yesterday at Freddy's to our lucky winner, Andy. Yeah, good for Andy out there.
It's a good one.
She hit on that one, and she is going to go ahead and be presumably in the running for that Traeger grill, most likely.
Let's hope so,
if that 1 seed stays hot and wins down the stretch. But it was a really fun time. Chris Stone, the GM over at Freddy's, was really accommodating, had us out. We had an Ike's sandwich, which was really good.
Really good.
I think it was your first experience at Ike's, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I'm going back, though. I really like their sandwiches.
Yeah, she got the Da Vinci. I got the Matt Cain. They were both great. And, so it was a fun time over at Freddy's. We really enjoyed our time over there. And if you didn't get a seed yesterday or at Nats on Fire, or if you haven't gotten through on the phone lines yet, just keep after it. Get in our queue as well on the fansportsnetwork.com. You can submit 3 numbers, and if the 2 numbers are chosen, we will pick the last number, or if all 3 are gone, we'll ask you for a new set of numbers. So we want to get everyone in this Road to the Finals challenge. It's really important that the listeners get to play along. They have their team in the bracket. They advances every round they advance. It's a bigger prize package for you. And like I said, if your team wins and cuts down the nets, you'll be cutting some fresh cedar to put in your Traeger.
Right, yeah.
All those wood pellets will be going in there for you and making up some great smoked meat. So if you haven't gotten in, get in today. We'll be taking multiple callers throughout the show to try and get you in the Road to the Finals challenge. And overall, just a really good day yesterday. So anybody that made it out, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate you showing up and getting a seat and just being a part of our remote, because I know we had a good time. So but now we shift our focus to what's going on Thursday. We have gotten confirmation. We have gotten our hard credential, or at least the email saying we can pick up our hard credential at the New Orleans Arena. So we will be making our way down there, me and Tara, Thursday. Kind of sad that the double can't get in. We're going to be out in California, but we will be going in his absence for realistically the biggest Utah Tech basketball game in years. This is really an opportunity for the Trailblazers to break through on not only a regional scale, not only a local scale, but a national scale. If you make the NCAA tournament, you are on the map as a program if you break through and make it to the NCAAs. And the path is not impossible for Utah Tech. First round matchup will be Thursday against the winner of Abilene Christian and Tarleton State. That'll be an 8:30 Mountain Time tip-off, 9:30 Mountain Time tip-off, 8:30 Pacific Time. And we will be in the building for that one. That'll be a fun one to be at. Utah Tech presumably going to be fresher, as the team they play will have played the night before, either Abilene or Tarleton. So Utah Tech, I would presume, would be a favorite in that first game that they play in the WAC tournament. So that will be something. The quarterfinal round against the winner of those 2 teams, the Texas schools, that Utah Tech had really good luck in Texas this year. Did really good down there against Abilene, against Tarleton State. So this is a game I feel like even UT Arlington, even though they lost to them on the road, They've played all the Texas schools relatively tough this season. My second observation about Utah Tech and their ability to win the WAC tournament is if they win that first game, they've beaten every team in the entire bracket. They've beaten UVU, they've beaten Cal Baptist, the two teams that most likely are going to pose the stiffest challenge.
The best odds,
Because I think as far as this team and the way it's built, and this is kind of the end of the road. This is where you either make or break your season. And that's why I feel like today we're going to talk a lot about Utah Tech, because this is the most important time of the year for these one-bid conferences, because although UVU won the regular season title and they're undefeated at home, they're 24-7, they're in the latest bracketology, all that's for naught if they lose. They will not make the tournament if they do not win the WAC tournament. So UVU will just be a very good team that's left out if they fall to Utah Tech or Cal Baptist or whoever it may be. So that's the thing. We talked about it yesterday a little bit, but I think it's more, we get in more in depth as game day approaches. It's 3 days, 3 games, 3 W's to be a part of history, to be the first Utah Tech team to ever make the NCAA tournament at the Division I level. So these guys have that opportunity. Noah Belonga, Chance Trujillo, Ethan Potter. I mean, these guys have been so steady all year long, but it's not about being steady anymore in the WAC tournament. Now's your time to shine. Belonga, I know he's been a three-point shooter that's been a little hot and cold throughout the season. Got to hope he's hot. Let shooters shoot, let him shoot, let it fly. I mean, I think this has just got to be a no-holds-barred offensive showing from Utah Tech in their first game to kind of show everyone, hey, we're here to win this thing. We're not here just to participate. We're here to win. We're here to take this WAC tournament and go to the NCAAs. And I think they can put the whole conference on notice on Thursday night how they play that game, because they're going to get a tired team, a team that's played the day before, probably going to go a slugfest against an in-state rival, those two teams, in-state teams. So it'd be like Utah Tech playing an SUU the night before they play their first game of the tournament. So I like the chances for Utah Tech to win Thursday. How about you? Do you feel they have a good opportunity, either opponent? I'll say that Tarleton advances. That's who I think is going to win the game against Abilene Christian and Tarleton. So Utah Tech on Thursday night, 9:30 Mountain Time. We'll be there. What are your thoughts on the first round matchup if it's Tarleton? You feel like
I think either one they're gonna win.
You think Utah Tech can beat either opponent?
I think they can beat either one of those opponents. And then, going in to face Cal Baptist, I think they've got a really good shot at beating them too.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna go deep. They're gonna see UVU again.
You think so?
I do think so.
Look at this. You're calling your shot.
And
so
I think they can beat UVU
on a neutral floor.
I think if they would have had Domingos for Saturday night's game, I think they would have won.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You would have won the last home game, the one you were at, the finale.
Yeah, on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would have won that one because it went to, a double overtime and they played them tough. So, yeah. And they have beat UVU before. So, I think we're going to see that rematch, and I think Utah Tech wins it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for all our listeners that don't know, Tara has a little bit of an innate ability to predict things. I mean, we call her Tara Damas for a reason. She's been running hot with hockey picks. Let's hope she's running hot with basketball picks.
Let's hope.
Because if you're right, that would mean Utah Tech would beat Abilene Christian or Tarleton State on Thursday.
Right.
Then they would beat Cal Baptist on Friday.
Yeah.
And then you're not naming a winner of the UVU Utah Tech game, which would be the matchup, but you think they have a good shot. But you're calling your shot.
I will.
Oh,
I'll
you're
take
saying they're
Utah
going to
Tech. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. You're calling Utah Tech as the WAC tournament champion.
Yeah.
All right.
I am.
I like your optimism.
I believe in Judkins and this team. They've been so fun to watch all season long. And, we love Chance the Hero Trujillo. And
yes.
You've got Juice and you've got Domingos and Potter and Belonga and all of these guys. And I think if they all show up, they're unstoppable. I really do.
I like your optimism.
If they play good, they're impossible to beat.
Okay.
So, I think we're going to have,
all right.
We'll have Britton Barrett out there,
Look at this.
we're going to have, it's going to be
This is
a
revving
good
up
tournament.
our listeners on a Tuesday driving to work. Look at
Everybody
you.
get ready to go to the big dance. Just buy your tickets. It'll be what, St. Louis?
There's a number of different locations they can be. Yeah, but
get ready. Have your airfare ready to go.
That's right. There'll be that 15, 16, maybe 14, depending on where the committee seeds them. But if they win the tournament, the WAC tournament, that is an auto bid. There's no way they can take it away from you. You are headed to the NCAA. So I love your optimism. I'm a little more afraid of the Cal Baptist game than you are. They got 3 guys.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy. But
they got 3 guys over 6'10". Our tallest guy is 6'9". So we don't have a ton of depth
we
for
don't
their
have a lot
size.
of bigs, but
yes, and I think that could pose some problems. But
It can.
if Utah Tech beats Cal Baptist, and I'm not saying they will or won't, but if they win that game and get to the title game, I think, like you, they do win the WAC tournament.
Yeah.
I think UVU is a better matchup. We just saw them go to double OT without one of their better bench players in Domingos, like you said, and they took them deep. They could have won that. That was a coin flip game. It could have gone the either way.
Yeah.
So realistically, Utah Tech had a really good chance to go 2 out of 3 with UVU this season.
Right.
Now, obviously, 2 of those wins would be at home, and UVU's undefeated in their home court.
Right.
But this throws it all out the window because we're on a neutral floor. We're in
neutral.
Vegas. This is WAC Vegas at this point.
Right.
So I think that, yes, if Utah Tech makes it to the championship game, I think they win. I think the hardest stop along the journey is Cal Baptist in the semifinal round.
Right.
That'll be a Friday night game. 8:30 Mountain Time or 8:30 Pacific Time tip-off once again. Utah Tech got the nightcaps for all the fans looking to make the trip down to WAC Vegas. You're going to be up late, and so will we.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone enjoys it, makes it down there safely. This is really the time of the year that's best in college basketball, and it's just fun that Utah Tech, our local school, has a real puncher's chance to make the NCAA tournament in their really the inception of D1. They haven't even been in D1 very long. I think it's been like 4 or 5 years. But and they had that provisionary period where they couldn't make the tournament. So now that's all over and it's all kosher. So if they win, if they run that table in the WAC tournament, they are headed to the NCAAs. And that is something I cannot say enough. I love saying that. Utah Tech and the NCAAs. It's something that I thought would take some more time, in the NIL era, build up our NIL, be able to pay players a little more, get some bigger names in here. But this team has proven everybody wrong. It was picked to finish, I believe, 6 out of 7 in the WAC standings preseason. So this was a team that was not expected to do much after a 7-win campaign the year before, but now they are really starting to matriculate up the standings. They're going to be third in the tournament, third seed in the tournament, and that is a great finish. You said Coach Judkins won the Coach of the Year yesterday.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just been a upward trajectory for the program this year. And I can't wait for next year to build on this team. I think that when you win and when you make deep runs in your conference tournament and cross our fingers, we go to the NCAA tournament. If they make the NCAAs, the exposure for the Utah Tech basketball program will be at an all-time high. You'll have more eyes than you've ever had on your program ever before. That first round game, no matter who you play, if it's Purdue or Arizona or Illinois or Florida, it doesn't matter. Whatever team you're playing, there will be millions and millions of people watching that game. So it is a recruiting bonanza for Utah Tech to be able to play in the NCAA tournament because people from the East Coast, people from the South, people from the Midwest that have never heard of Utah Tech will know and will have that impression going forward. Yeah. So I love this opportunity. It's a huge chance to capitalize on what is the best D1 basketball season of Utah Tech's Division I era. So really excited to get down to WAC Vegas at the Orleans Arena. If you haven't gotten tickets yet, I believe you can go to the WAC website, WACsports.com, and they have all the sports on there. You can go to the WAC tournament link. It's right there. Featured links, buy tickets here, and you can get tickets to all the sessions. You can get them just to the Utah Tech games. You can get it to the SUU game. If you want to see the T-Birds play, they will play the game before Utah Tech on Thursday. So that is kind of the open of the show this morning. A lot of talk about the WAC tournament and Utah Tech's chances, as well as our remote yesterday at Freddy's. We really want to see some more calls today. We got a lot of people signed up for seeds yesterday at Freddy's, but let's take a qualifier, not now, but let's go to our next segment. We're going to take a quick break. That opening segment today brought to you by One Health. One Health is a family-focused primary care clinic serving all ages right here in St. George. They aren't just a clinic, they're your medical home, helping individuals and families stay healthy year after year. One Health and Dixie Primary Care. We're going to grab the quick break, be back right after this. I like this one. you always keep it fresh. I never know.
Blondie.
I never know what's coming next. And we are back here live from the Finlay Hyundai Studios. And today's show brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health is offering 50% off pee shots right now. No awkward conversations, no pills, just results. Book your appointment today at Game Day Men's Health and enjoy the night without worrying about it. Reclaim your game, 435-265-4223. All right, and this morning, I was a little startled when Tara brought this to my attention. The Kansas State, other schools, I mean, we heard this talk last year with Utah State head coach Jared Calhoun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rumors swirling this morning on Twitter, on some of the other areas where we find our news and content, and it just seems as if Utah State's probably not going to get away from this as many years as they have Jared Calhoun, because he is a really good coach.
He is.
And a lot of people, a lot of teams want him. I mean, so Kansas State, just a little background on them. They fired their head coach Jerome Tang mid-season this year and paid him a ton of money. His buyout was insane. That's kind of been a common theme with college coaches in football and basketball this year, is schools paying a lot of money for guys not to work.
Right.
And Jerome Tang joins that list. So Kansas State's in a position where they can't have another dud hire. I always say 2 dud hires in a row for a college really sets you back like 5-10 years. So I think that they got to nail this one, and they know that Calhoun is a great coach. He's obviously won the Mountain West regular season title this year. He had a great season last year, made the NCAA tournament with the Aggies. But for Aggie fans out there, with Odom, Smith, Sprinkle, all these coaches leaving after 1 year, 2 years, Calhoun's kind of broke that mold.
Right.
He's decided to sign a long-term extension in Logan, and his buyout is pretty big.
It's big, yeah.
But Kansas State is a Power 4. They can pay the buyout. They can steal Calhoun overnight, and he'll leave, and he could. But for whatever reason, I feel like Calhoun breaks the mold and is different than these other guys, because I'll give you a couple reasons. Because, last year, Calhoun was rumored to be a candidate for the West Virginia job. And Bob Huggins was he was a protege under Bob Huggins, the old West Virginia Cincinnati head coach. I thought it was a shoo-in. Bob was going to call Calhoun, say, you want to take this job. It's a Power 4 job. You've got roots there. You were an assistant coach at West Virginia for some time. But he says no. He gives West Virginia the Dikembe finger. He says, I'm going to stay at Utah State, and not only stay, but sign a contract extension. So now there's a pretty lucrative buyout, but I still believe Kansas State could pay that buyout if they really want this guy.
Yeah, as of right now, it'd be about $1.8 million.
That's right. They just paid Jerome Tang an insane amount more than that to not coach.
To not coach, yeah.
So I think that Jared Calhoun is obviously a hot commodity on the coaching market. And to keep him in Logan is going to be a task, because he has really rose up the ranks as one of the young risers in the sport as far as coaches that can make a huge difference. I mean, he was the Horizon Coach of the Year in 2023 while at Youngstown State. He led Fairmont to an MEC regular season title back in 2017 whenever he just started coaching. He's been at a lot of different stops, D2, Youngstown, now Utah State, and he's won everywhere he's gone. That's the thing with him, is like when you find these guys like Kurt Signetti that it doesn't matter where they are, they just win. You need to get those guys in your program and keep them. So they were right. They were ahead of it, progressive. They just knew the extension had to be done last year with all the smoke and all the open jobs that were coming open. And I feel like Utah State probably felt like they were going to lose Calhoun last year, but instead he pulls the unthinkable and signs like all the other coaches decided not to do.
Right.
He signs the long-term extension to stay. But now every single year, I'm just warning Aggie fans now,
yeah, somebody's going to come for him.
There's always going to be smoke. There's going to be rumors every single March. So at the end of every season, just be prepared to hear Jared Calhoun is linked to blank. Jared Calhoun is linked to blank. Like,
there's the front runner for blank.
That's right, front runner, whatever term they want to use, because there will be, even if they're not credible sources, there's still people everywhere spreading rumors about Jared Calhoun. I haven't seen a Pete Thamel, a Jeff Goodman, a Jeff Borzello, a college basketball reporter say that there's smoke that he'll leave. But a lot of fan accounts, a lot of Twitter smoke, a lot of people saying that Calhoun, just connecting the dots. There's more money at Kansas State. There's more opportunity at Kansas State. They went to an Elite Eight as of 3 years ago. So like that's something Utah State has never done, is make an Elite Eight. So I always say if a team has won a national championship before, then it could be done again. Mm-hmm. But if you're the first person to ever do that there, that is groundbreaking. That's pioneer stuff. So Calhoun wouldn't have to pioneer much at Kansas State. They've been to Final Fours. They've been to Elite Eights. They've done things that Utah State has never done. But my plea and my argument to Coach Calhoun to stay is someday you could have a statue of Jared Calhoun out there if he decides to stay 10, 15 years and just build a winning tradition and program at Utah State. He could be a legend there. You won't be a legend at Kansas State. You'll just be another guy in the line of coaches that have coached there, and there's been better ones than you. There's been worse ones than you.
But if you have the opportunity to go and win, too, like better money, better facilities, all of that, really, would you rather have a statue or would you rather have a ring?
Well, that depends on the person.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think you're as good of a coach as you think you are, like Calhoun probably does, you probably think you can win a national championship in Logan. I mean, you never want to say, I can't do something.
Right.
You never want to say,
Okay, but can you win one with Utah State or could you win one with Kansas State, which is
I mean,
more
Kansas
obvious.
Kansas State is obviously the easier path to the tournament and to the Final Four and to the Elite Eight. But actually, I won't even say that. It's the easier path to the tournament, but it's not an easier path through the tournament. Right. That's the same for everybody. It just depends on your seeding.
Yeah.
So can you get a higher seed at Kansas State being in the Big 12? Yes.
Yeah.
100%. So I kind of get the argument on one side, but my argument on the other side is that, yes, you can become a legend in Logan. You could have a statue built for you. You go to an Elite Eight at Utah State, you are forever a legend.
He's the Logan legend.
Correct. He
Congratulations.
Could be. You're you're poo-pooing it.
I am poo-pooing it.
How come?
Because that's just dumb. I'd rather, if I had the opportunity to go and coach somewhere else, like Kansas State, make more money, have more success, like I said, maybe get a ring, maybe not. You never know. But still maybe go deeper.
Okay.
Then I would take it. But
all right. Well, you're just breaking the hearts of every Aggie fan out there.
I'm just saying.
I want him to stay. I want him to stay in Utah, but maybe it's not feasible. Maybe it will be. He'll be 2 and done instead of 1 and done. Most of these coaches are 1 and done. Sprinkle, Smith, Odom, I've listed them all. They've all been 1 and done. But now that's why I was so refreshed by Calhoun, is he just didn't jump at the first open job, because Kansas State is a terrible job. I mean, it's one of the worst jobs in the Big 12. It really is.
Why?
Like Danny Sprinkle took the Washington Huskies basketball job. They've never been good at basketball. So now
but that doesn't explain why Kansas State is a horrible job.
It is.
Why?
Because it's in the toughest basketball conference in the country.
Okay.
You're the redheaded stepchild, and you're not even the best team in your own state.
Yeah.
Kansas. So, I mean, I just don't think that Kansas State is a desirable job. You're not getting the cream of the crop coaches. You're looking, and Calhoun is a fast riser.
How is Utah State any different, though?
Because
you're the redheaded stepchild in the state of Utah, too. It's
okay, but it's a smaller
scale. You're not
scale.
even the best team in Utah.
It's not in the Big 12, though.
Okay.
It's a different league. It's in the Mountain West. So it's a smaller job. I understand. It's not as good of a job as Kansas State. I'm just saying Kansas State is a bad Big 12 basketball job. It's not Kansas. It's not Houston. It's not Arizona. Okay. It's not Iowa State. It's not any of the premium jobs. Kansas State is one of the worst jobs in the Big 12. So I don't know why he would jump. If he wanted to jump for a job in the Big 12, he would have jumped for West Virginia, where he used to coach. So I don't know. I just think that this seems like a nonsensical rumor. People just linking Calhoun to jobs that are open and stuff like that. I think he has the moral fiber to stay at Utah State. I don't think he's just going to jump for the money. He's just not. That just doesn't seem like the guy he is. I don't think he's just going to go for a bag like all these other guys do all the time. But he could. He could prove me wrong and prove you right. Bigger job, more exposure, more money, whatever. But for me, I hope he stays in Logan and continues to coach at Utah State because he's got a good thing going. The program's headed in an upward trajectory. They're going to make the tournament for the second straight year under Calhoun. So to see it all go up in smoke just for him to go to Kansas State and suck. I mean, geez, I don't want him to do that. That's what Danny Sprinkle is doing. That's what Sprinkle's doing.
But you can't say he'd go there and suck.
That's what Sprinkle's doing.
That doesn't mean that that's what would happen to Calhoun just because like Sprinkle or Smith
went
or whatever.
To Utah, and Craig Smith, great guy, did a great job in Logan. Now he stunk at Utah. Like all these guys, they just make jumps because they want to go to a higher level. They want to climb the ladder. But wait for the right job. Don't just jump at Kansas State or Washington or whatever. You know, it's just not a great move. Go to a basketball school with tradition and pedigree. Don't just jump to the first Power 4 job that opens up. But ran over. Sorry. Got a little fired up there. You got me fired up on a Tuesday. Okay. Well, so Danny Sprinkle, there's rumors out there about Kansas State. There's going to be more rumors, or not Danny Sprinkle, Jared Calhoun. There's going to be more rumors throughout the off season. So hopefully he stays put. And that's what I want. That's what Aggie fans want. And we'll see what happens. But he is going to be linked to just about every job opening at the Power 4 level throughout this offseason after the NCAA tournament. All right, we're going to grab the quick break, be back with more hard-hitting sports takes right after this. Yeah, here we go. Feeling good on a Tuesday on the drive. Tara Atkin, Paul Ratliff with you. We're about to get into a little Would You Rather here on the drive, and today it is brought to you by Prime IV. Feel your best this month at Prime IV. Give your IV an extra boost with the Lucky Leprechaun add-on. For only $65, B12 amino blend and a double dose of taurine helps to boost energy and vitality. Celebrate March with a little luck and wellness exclusively at Prime IV. 435-522-5005 to book an appointment or primevstg.com. All right, let's get into it on the drive. All right, Tara's got the questions as they've been assembled by our aspiring intern here, Michael, and we'll see what he's got today as let's get into it.
All right. Would you rather Nike or Adidas?
Oh, okay. This is an easy one for me. I'm a big Nike guy, so always have been. The Jordan brand is kind of part of Nike, so I do have a lot of Jordan shoes. I enjoy their products. I most of my school, West Virginia, is a Nike school. The NFL is a Nike outfit. Baseball is a Nike outfit. I feel like baseball was the last leg for the other brands to stand on, but now basically Nike controls all the power sports, NBA, NFL, besides NHL, which is Fanatics, but MLB is Nike as well. So I would probably go Nike here. Adidas, the three stripes are cool.
Yeah, I like Adidas too.
I got a couple Yeezys and some other pairs, but I generally like Nike shoes and apparel more than Adidas. Where do you stand on this one, Tara?
That's hard because I have both.
Okay.
But I do, like, my Nike Cortezes are like some of my favorite shoes.
Yeah.
I have them in like every color. 'Cause they're comfy.
They are real comfortable.
They're my walking shoes. So, but yeah, no, I like Adidas too, though. That's kind of a hard one.
Okay. If you had to choose, gun to your head.
I probably have more Nikes than I do
More
Adidas.
Nikes. Okay. So we're both on Nike. So
Yeah.
the check, the swoosh, it's iconic.
It is.
So is the three stripes, though. I mean, I feel like they were cool when I was younger too. Like they had the old Adidas logo with the little, it looked like a clover kind of. That was a cool one. I always liked that. I had a red, white, and blue pair of Adidas back in the day with the three stripes when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I don't hate Adidas, just don't love them as much as Nike. So we'll both go Nike here. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Formula One or NASCAR?
Oh, okay. We will be going
to
NASCAR Las Vegas in just about 4 days?
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday.
Or no, Sunday.
Sunday. 5 days.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. This will probably be my, I think, fourth or fifth race in Las Vegas. I've been to Charlotte Motor Speedway as well in North Carolina to see a race with my granddad. I've been to Richmond once. I'd probably say Formula One because I've never been.
Okay.
I've never really watched it much on TV. I've heard of this Verstappen guy. I'm sure the people that watch Formula One are pulling their hair out right now. This Verstappen guy. I mean, I know he's really good. He's won a lot of races. They had the F1 in Vegas. I was intrigued by it. Just didn't love the pricing. If there's an opportunity to get a media credential to an F1 race, I would definitely find my way down there. Yeah. So I'll say F1 because I've done NASCAR a little bit. So let me try F1. It'd be a new experience for me. Where are you on this one?
This is hard because I like both of them.
Okay.
Probably equal.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of a tough one.
Yeah. This will be my first NASCAR media attendance.
Okay.
And which I'm excited about because we have access to like the Neon Garage and
the media center and all kinds of stuff.
All of that.
Nice.
So this is going to be a pretty big experience for me.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. But I love both Formula One and NASCAR. They're kind of like different though.
Coin flip kind of like decision or
hoity-toity, right? Like Formula Ones are kind of like they think they're the cool, the coolest, right?
They do.
But like, I love all the NASCAR guys too because they're just most of them are just good old boys. You know, the drivers, and so they're fun to interact with and interview and do all of that. So that's kind of hard. I think I kind of like more the grassroots, like NASCAR.
Okay,
I'm
so you're
going
going
to go with NASCAR.
All
Yeah.
right, so we split on that one.
Yeah.
That's fine. NASCAR, I think, is more American, of course.
Right.
It's more like apple pie and just Americana type
Yeah.
feel. So, and the tailgates for NASCAR
Are
amazing.
insane. Yeah. Right.
That's right. Tailgates for NASCAR are, I can already say, are better than Formula One. And I've never been to a Formula
Right,
One
yeah.
tailgate.
Formula One, I feel like it's caviar and like
yeah, like roasted duck.
right,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, champagne. I don't know, like
yeah, that's
NASCAR.
right.
I can go like
Burgers
just
and
drink beer
dogs, and
yeah,
come some
exactly.
beer,
Dude. Get some
yeah.
glitzies. I don't know, dude. But
Yeah, so we'll be sure to survey the tailgate lots at NASCAR this upcoming weekend.
well,
All right,
yeah, bring a report on that.
that's right. All right, let's go to the next
Okay, tennis or pickleball?
one. Ooh, I go pickleball. Tennis is tough.
It's hard, yeah.
It is really hard. Like pickleball, I feel like is the dumbed down version of tennis for people.
Yeah.
So and also it takes a little less athleticism for the older, slower, not as quick as
Right.
agile me. So I feel like, a doubles pickleball game, you don't really move that much. I mean, you move a little bit here and there, like one goes in the kitchen or goes close to it. You got to run up and get it. But other than that, there's not a ton of movement.
Well, yeah, it's a lot less real estate to cover.
It is a lot less real estate than tennis. Tennis, you run side to side to side, chasing the ball if you're playing a singles match. But and pickleball,
And
singles, you
singles,
run
but-
a little more. But
Yeah, but it's a much smaller court.
it
again.
is. So
yeah.
for a big guy like me, I'm on pickleball. So
Okay.
what do you like?
I loved tennis growing up when I was younger, but I'm kind of the same way now. Like I'm just not in as good a shape, and I don't want to run as much. I don't want as much cardio. So
Okay.
pickleball for me is like I love it. It's still so fun.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you're still gonna get a heck of a good workout playing pickleball.
You are.
Like you still run a lot. It's still good cardio, and it's hard. But yeah, I don't know.
Prefer pickleball.
For now, pickleball.
Okay.
For, like, my
the younger
age,
you
my
would have
age.
done tennis.
Younger days I played tennis. So.
Okay. All right. I like that. She's an athlete, folks. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Oh,
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, the intern Michael did not think too much about this one because LeBron. Well, at least with me and Tara, I think Devin's a little nicer to LeBron, but I've always been a Jordan fan
He's
over
a
LeBron.
huge baby. LeBron.
Yeah, he's a baby. And I know he holds a ton of records. He's got the most points. But in my mind, LeBron, he's played for like 20-something years. He's the ultimate compiler, I call him. Just
Yeah.
guys that have played forever, so you're going to have great stats.
Right.
You know, as long as you're out there playing, you're 6'9", 250 pounds, no one can stop you. Michael Jordan was not a physical specimen like LeBron. He was a 6'6", just kind of wiry, a little more built in his later years. But when he first came in the NBA, he was just a scrawny little kid.
Yeah.
And like developed into the greatest player of all time.
Iconic. Yeah.
So the shoe brand, it speaks for itself. I mean, there's so many kids that wear Jordans that don't even know who he is. But that's just the global impact of Michael Jordan. LeBron, a great player. Not to take anything away from him, but in this debate, it's easy for both of us. We're going Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
All right.
All right, one more. Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh, a soccer one here. I've been told that Messi is the greatest soccer player of all time, so I'll go with him.
Yeah.
I know that when he came over to the States, it was a huge deal. A lot of people signed up for that Apple TV FIFA or the MLS subscription just to
watch
see
him.
Messi. So I know he's a global phenomenon. He is every bit that he is advertised. Every time I've watched him in a World Cup or something, my eyes don't leave Messi. I'm always kind of captivated to him. So I would go him over Ronaldo. I know Ronaldo's paid very well. He's like a superstar as well. But I just know as a novice a casual soccer fan,
Right.
I know that Messi is the most impactful. So I'll go with him.
Yeah, I actually have to go with Messi too.
Okay, you agree with me.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll take us to the end of Would You Rather here.
Yeah.
And Would You Rather today is brought to you by One Health. One Health in St. George, Dixie Primary Care. Meet Dr. Carl Turner, board certified in family medicine, known for his compassion, expertise, and Tara likes this, a few balloon animals for the little ones or the older ones.
Or me, yeah.
From newborns to grandparents, Dr. Turner treats every patient like family because to him, that's what they are. Now accepting new patients at One Health. Call today or visit onehealthclinics.com. We're going to grab the quick break. Be back with the wrap of the first hour right after this. I like that. All right. Who is this? Is live lightning
Yeah.
crashes, isn't
Yep.
it? Yeah. I love that song, and I love bracketology, and we're going to jump into that here for a second. And bracketology on the drive brought to you today by Zag. Protect it better. Get $20 off phone repair at the 2 St. George or 1 Cedar City Zag. Just mention the radio special. And currently, as we take a look at the latest iteration of Joey Brackett's bracketology, this was updated yesterday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern time. So last night, after most of the games went final, he had updated his bracketology. And currently, let's take a look where the Utah teams still lie, the Beehive State teams, as we have 2 in the field currently. Looking for that third one with Utah Tech, but right now in the WAC, representing the WAC, Joey Brackets has UVU as a 14 seed or 13 seed playing Gonzaga. So that'll be an interesting matchup for the WAC. A senior-laden team like UVU can take on a very talented team in Gonzaga, but we are hoping that is Utah Tech representing the WAC. So as the automatic qualifier, but that will be to be determined throughout this week at WAC Vegas. But for the other teams in state, let's start with Utah State. Right now, they're in the South region, which will be played in Houston if they make it there. And they are in the Tampa Bay pod in Tampa Bay, Florida, playing against TCU in the 8-9 matchup. Utah State currently the 8. Now, if Utah State wins the Mountain West tournament, I would expect them to bump up at least 1 seed line to the 7-10 game. In the 7-10 game, that might be moving a region, might be moving a pod, but that would be more productive than playing in the 8-9 game against a really good Big 12 team in TCU. I don't love that matchup for Utah State in the first round. I would like for them to win the Mountain West and move up a seed line to a 7. If they were in the 7-10 game in that same region, it'd be in Oklahoma City, and they would be playing Mizzou as the 10 seed. So I think that's a better matchup, frankly, than a good Big 12 team in TCU. That is your current update on Utah State and where they stand in the bracket. Now let's jump to BYU. BYU, who had just got the big W over Texas Tech at home, they've bumped up a seed line. They were a 7, and Joey Brackets in his latest bracketology has them up to a 6, playing the 11 seed UCF Knights. So UCF, a Big 12 combatant, so that'd be a regular season matchup. BYU already lost to UCF at home. They lost at the Marriott Center 93-84. So this would not be a great matchup again for both of our teams in the current seedings. I don't like either matchup. So hopefully BYU can make some noise in the Big 12 tournament. Hopefully Utah State can win the Mountain West tournament and continue to bump up seed lines, because as we get down to the nitty gritty here at the end of the regular season and into the conference tournaments, this is where it heats up a ton. This is where the volcano goes off and the magma is flowing, with all these teams trying to move up and down seed lines in their respective conference tournaments. So it'll be a race to the finish. It'll be really fun to watch where they end up in Selection Sunday, just about a week and a day away, or no, it's this Sunday. So it'll be 5 days away. We are 5 days away from Selection Sunday, where we get to find out where all the teams are set. And just in review, this year, the 4 regionals, pretty big cities they picked to host all of these. In the East, it's near my hometown, Washington, D.C. It'll be played in Capital One Arena. Midwest, it's going to be played in Chicago's United Center. How about that? San Jose, it's going to be played where the Sharks play their home games, San Jose Sharks. And Houston will host the other region in the South. So those are your 4 locations. If you're looking to make travel accommodations to follow the Cougars or Aggies, your destinations will be set relatively soon here. So hopefully these teams can win some games in these tournaments. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Mountain West, which is in Vegas, the Big 12, which is going to be out in Kansas City, so we can't make it down to that one. But I'm looking to do the WAC Thursday night, the Mountain West championship game if Utah State makes it. I've got some friends in town trying to make that trip, so I might be making my way down to WAC Vegas and Mountain West Vegas.
Nice.
So looking forward to seeing both tournaments, how all our local teams fare. So it should be really, really fun to watch throughout the coming week. As Tuesday, we have a lot of games and tournament play today. The Big 12 tournament kicks off today. The ACC tournament kicks off today. There are a lot of tournaments going today. So last night we had Gonzaga beat Oregon State 65-56, and Santa Clara beat St. Mary's 76-71. We saw Utah Tech play Santa Clara earlier this season. So that's a really good team playing in the West Coast Conference championship game. But just a little preview of what is going on today in the Mountain West, or the Big 12 and the ACC. There's a lot of big games. I love the slate today in the Big 12 at 10:30 a.m. You got Baylor, Arizona State. Noon today, you got Pittsburgh, Stanford. Utah plays at 1 o'clock Mountain Time today against Cincinnati. Maryland plays Oregon, SMU, and Syracuse. There's so many good games in conference tournament play today. So if you've got time, you're at the office or you're working from home today, click on the TV. I dare you, because there's a ton of great basketball to consume throughout your workday and into the night. So really looking forward to the slate of games today, and really looking forward to catching some more action on the hardwood. All right, that's going to wrap up the first hour here. The first hour today brought to you by One Health. It's a family-focused primary care clinic serving all ages right here in St. George. They aren't just a clinic. They're your medical home, helping individuals and families stay healthy year after year. They specialize in chronic condition care like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart health, thyroid issues, arthritis, and more. One Health is your one stop for all your healthcare needs. One Health, Dixie Primary Care. Also brought to you today by Game Day Men's Health. Reclaim your game. They are offering 50% off Peace Shots as part of their sexual performance package, helping men feel ready, confident, and in control. No pills, no awkward conversations, just results. Book your appointment today at Game Day Men's Health and enjoy the night without worrying about it at all. Their number, 435-265-4223. And lastly, and most importantly, the show every day brought to you out of the Finlay Hyundai Studios. And we are always looking for our Jimmy John's highlights of the week, which coincide with our Jimmy John's highlight of the month. The 4 winners throughout the 4 weekly votes will go up against each other in the Jimmy John's highlight of the month, where whoever wins that, that's free Jimmy John's for your team. So you got a little league team, you got a high school team, you got a great highlight. We want to see it. Send it to us at thefansportsnetwork.com, and we will have an open poll through the vote from the community, and whoever wins, free Jimmy, chips, sandwiches, all that good stuff from Jimmy John's. And it's been a really fun first hour. We're going to get into a lot in the second hour coming up. We got the free agency tracker. We're going to talk about some of the free agency grades. Haven't gotten into the NFL yet today. We're going to give you a ton of it in the second hour. Talk about all the moves that were made yesterday, the notable moves, and how about those Las Vegas Raiders making some big moves, signing a lot of guys yesterday. They were the most active team in all of free agency. We're going to get into that and much, much more in the second hour. We're going to have some tankathon.com simulations, as now the NBA draft draws closer. We're going to get an idea about where the Jazz stand with their upcoming draft pick. All right, we're going to take the quick break. Be back with the second hour right after this. Live from the Finlay Hyundai Studios, kicking off the second hour here on the drive. Tara Atkin, Paul Ratliff with you today. No Double D. He'll be back tomorrow, right?
Briefly, yeah.
For a brief stay in the Finlay Hyundai Studios, then off to California for the spring break trip, which he deserves, of course. And we will fill in his absence Thursday, Friday. Probably a tired crew Friday show after, the late night that will be Thursday night watching Utah Tech take on Abilene or Tarleton State.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. We'll be here churning away in studio the next day.
Will we? We might have to put it on the bird.
It's already bird talk on a Tuesday. Let's get into the top 8 at 8 here on the drive. It's brought to you today by Game Day Men's Health. Reclaim your game, 435-265-4223 to book an appointment today. And they've got all the men's performance needs, sexual performance, to have you feeling ready, confident, and in control. Like I said, book your appointment today, 435-265-4223 or GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Haven't gotten into this yet. That's why headline's a good time to jump into it. As yesterday, the winning streak ended for the Utah Mammoth, unfortunately. They do fall in overtime 3-2 to the Chicago Blackhawks, who are just 24, 29, and 11, one of the struggling teams in the NHL. But, the Mammoth had a little off day yesterday. They did take a 2-1 lead. I was watching this game. I thought with the 2-1 lead, they'd be okay. But Nazar scores the OT winner to dethrone that 3-game winning streak for Utah. Did you watch any of this game, or were you busy?
I did,
You did?
I watched it.
What did you think of their performance in this game? I thought Uyghur looks good. I like the Uyghur edition.
Yeah, he was okay, but it felt like the team was just off. They didn't play their best, and they, ended up giving it up.
Kind of a flat effort, you thought.
Yeah.
They started slow, for sure. I was a little disappointed with that. But
I don't know. They just finished slow because they started off 2-1. So they came out
First
and scored.
period was a little slow, I'm saying. Second period, they kind of took the lead. But overtime, they do give it up in the 3-on-3 format, which the Mammoth have been really good in overtime with all that speed, So kind of a disappointing loss to end the winning streak. 5 out of 6 and 3 in a row. Drops. Now they drop a game to the Chicago Blackhawks in overtime. Elsewhere in the headlines, as far as we're going to get into free agency ad nauseum in the next segment, but yesterday the World Baseball Classic was on as the Team USA took on Mexico, which was kind of a more a soccer rivalry, the USA and Mexico, but the World Baseball Classic, it brings out the rivalries all the time. So our neighbors to the south, we defeat them, though. How about this? The U.S. wins 5-3 in the World Baseball Classic at Houston's Dalkin Park on Monday night. The U.S. improved to 3-0 and will meet Italy on Tuesday night, seeking to secure a spot in the quarterfinals in Houston. Jarren Duran for the Red Sox and for Mexico homered twice, but it wasn't enough to get the W. The game was played in front of 41,628 fans and was decidedly pro-Mexico. How about that from the reports? So, but the reigning Cy Young winner for the National League, Tara's guy, Paul Skeens, gave up 1 hit and struck out 7 in 4 innings as the USA beat Mexico at the World Baseball Classic for the first time since when? Take a guess.
I don't know.
2006 was the last time we had beaten Mexico. So pretty good stuff there as the U.S. keeps their unblemished record heading into another game against Italy, which will be today. So that'll be a fun game to watch, and they can secure a spot in the next round. So good for the U.S. Another headline here, number 3, the Jazz do defeat the Warriors last night. How about this? 119-116. The Jazz get their 20th win of the season behind Kyle Filipowski's 19 points and 15 rebounds for the Jazz. Filipowski looks to be a player and a guy they're going to keep and hold on to. He is a part of the future for sure, the second-round pick out of Duke, as they defeat the Warriors 119-116 to improve to 12-21 away from the Delta Center. That was or at home, I'm sorry, 12-21 at the Delta Center with that 119-116 win. Elsewhere in the sports world, a lot of stuff going on here today as the NCAA will use tech to keep an eye on the tournament officials for betting. This is interesting. The betting scope is starting to phase into the game even more. The NCAA announced Tuesday that it will begin monitoring its officials in this year's basketball, baseball, and softball championships with ProfiBet, a technology by Integrity Compliance 360 that cross-checks anonymous identification data with sports books to flag impermissible bettors. The IC360 works with sports leagues and sports books to track the betting market. So there's been a lot of corruption as far as betting goes in sports. We've seen the stories. Rozier, the NBA player that was shaving points. We had the Chauncey Billups scandal with the see-through poker tables and all the sports betting that continued with that. So now it looks as if the NCAA looking to monitor the officials, and they're prime targets as well because they can be corrupted. But this year the tournament will be able to look if there's any irregularities in the betting scope as far as the games and impermissible bettors. So this will be interesting. Probably keep the game a little more above board. I like this move from the NCAA. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a quick break and come back with the NFL free agency as we jump into free agency at a glance, and we'll dive deep in with some analysis on certain teams like the Raiders, the Broncos, some local teams and their signings. But we're going to grab the quick break, be back with more right after this. Back live on the drive from the Finlay Hyundai Studios. It's Paul Ratliff. It's Tara Atkin. We are driving you through the morning commute with everything you need to know in the sports world. And one thing we haven't gotten into is the NFL free agency right now is really at a boiling point, basically, as a lot of teams trying to make their impressions and trying to build out their roster for the next season. So I wanted to get into two categories of free agency today. Our favorite signings. We'll go through some of individual signings that we really like for certain teams. And then we will go through the most aggressive teams in free agency that either were really, really bad last year and trying to flip their roster like a team we both know down the road, or another way of doing free agency where you had a good team last year and you're trying to fill in the holes and make it an elite team. So let's start with our favorite signings of day one of free agency in the NFL, which opened at noon Eastern time yesterday. And I'll tell you, the signings were flying. But there is one guy that stands out to me. He was kind of a later in the day signing. A former Utah Ute. Watched this guy a number of times in college. The Panthers inked Devin Lloyd to a 3-year, $45 million deal. And I think this was the steal of the day. I think Devin Lloyd, from his days at Utah, he was an incredible coverage linebacker. And that's the thing you need nowadays in the NFL. You got corners and safeties. I know they do the primary job covering receivers.
Right.
But you need an athletic linebacker to cover tight ends. And that's what Devin Lloyd can do. He was a second-team All-Pro last season. He's really had a high level of play his entire career. He's only 27 years old. And now he's going to make $15 million a year annually. Nice pay bump for a really good guy in the game and a former Ute in Devin Lloyd. He's one of my favorite signings. Kind of reminds me of like a Zach Bond for the Eagles, how he really kind of morphed into an all-pro and then got that $17 million a year contract. Lloyd is a little lower than him at $15 million, but I think he is going to be the next breakout guy. I think he's going to be an incredible linebacker for the Panthers, who were a playoff team a year ago. Yeah. So I really like this move for a team that is ascending. You got Bryce Young, coming back for his 5th-year option. He had a good year last year, looking to have a better year this year. You got Tet McMillan in the receiver core. You got some pieces there in Carolina, and this definitely bolsters their defense. So I like the signing. 3 years, $45 million. Devin Lloyd signs with the Carolina Panthers. So let's jump over to Tara here. She's smiling, and she must have a guy that she likes.
I don't know. I actually kind of hate saying this because Devin's such a homer for the Seahawks. But okay. I was happy that they re-signed Rashid Shaheed.
Ah, yes. Okay.
I mean, it was a big deal. 3 years, $51 million, so $17 million. But
okay.
I think he's a great deep threat, and with JSN and stuff, that's a huge re-signing for them. So I liked seeing that. I also liked the Saints, signing David Edwards.
Oh yeah,
the guard. So to fill that hole, and that was a big deal. 4 years, $61 million. But he's a great guard, and ranked 83rd percentile or something like that in the pass block.
Oh,
win
and the
rate
PFF
and stuff.
rankings and the win rate.
Yeah. So that was a huge, I think, signing for the Saints as well.
Okay. I like that. Those two moves. I like both of those. Another one that I liked that a lot of people probably are going to pan here is the Broncos are one of our local teams, an affiliate of the Fan Sports Network. We are an affiliate of the Broncos. You had this guy on your fantasy team last year, was hurt quite a bit on and off, but he's really talented. Yeah. J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
He re-signs with the Broncos, 2 years, $16 million deal. And you thought they might have taken a Kenneth Walker or a Travis Etienne, but instead they're going to give another shot to JK, who's been hurt quite a bit. Still had a pretty good year. 772 yards and 5 yards per carry before having to undergo that Liz Frank surgery. So before he got hurt, he was very good, and he's been hurt a bunch in his career, and I'm kind of holding out hope and holding the lottery ticket that he stays healthy the whole season. Yeah. But if he does, I think this could be a boom or bust, and more boom if he stays healthy for the Broncos.
Yeah.
So I would give that signing another one of my favorite signings. I liked him coming back.
How about Commanders? The edge rusher. How do you even
Owe,
say his name?
Yeah, Adafe Owe.
Adafe. Yeah.
A lot of money, $100 million.
A lot of money.
Yes.
4 years.
One of the bigger signings, Alec Pierce for the Colts, the receiver, got 116.
Right.
But I think the $100 million, the second biggest free agency deal handed out to Adafe Owe, who he was on the Ravens, then traded to the Chargers, had a better time with the Chargers.
Right.
Really wasn't a great Raven.
Yeah.
They wouldn't need Max Crosby if the guy they drafted, Adafe Owe, ended up working out for him, but he did not. So then he becomes one of the 12 highest paid edge rushers in the game.
Yeah.
I don't like this deal.
You don't love it.
We were talking deals we like. Let's talk about deals we don't like. This is one I don't like. 4 years, $100 million. That's $25 million a year. For a above average pass rusher, not quite average, above average, I would say, but not elite, not a superstar. So when you pay a guy $25 million a year, that's overpaying based on the market. I think they overpaid in this deal. Not saying he can't be great.
Right.
He could be good next year.
He could develop and get better. Yeah.
Have 10 sacks. I think he had 7.5 last year. So, this is wild to see a guy get 25 AAV, annual average value. And some people are saying it's a steal for the price. I feel like that's a big overpay, but I didn't love that deal. Another deal I didn't love, I think you'll be in on this one. The Falcons signed Tua Tagovailoa. What are your thoughts on that one?
They're risking it for the biscuit, and I don't think it's going to turn out the way they want.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I'm scared for them.
You're scared for them, and I'm scared for Tua. I realistically think that he needs to just retire. I mean, he goes from making that $99.5 million, over $100 million deal, 99.5 in dead money.
Yeah.
He goes from making that. Guess what his current deal is?
With the Falcons?
With the Falcons.
What is it?
1 year, $1.3 million. That's the veteran minimum for a quarterback. So he is being paid the vet minimum. He is going to sit behind Michael Penix. This is the kind of the dissolving of Tua's career.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever see another season as the game one opening day starter. He's going to be the backup the rest of his career, I think, unless he gets an opportunity, overperforms, and another team brings him in to be their starter. But I doubt that happens. So same thing with Russell Wilson. He had his long run as a starter, but last year I said after his first 2 games with the Giants, I said, this guy won't ever start again.
Right.
And I don't think he will. And I don't think Tua will. So, interesting signing for the Falcons, bring in Tua on a 1 year, $1.3 million deal. All right, let's get it. We've gone through some of our favorites and some of our not favorites in free agency. Let's go to the teams that were the most aggressive. There were 2 teams that stand out to me. The Titans. They're kind of following the Patriots model a little bit. Take advantage of a unique cap situation, get aggressive to turn over the roster after your promising rookie season from your quarterback, Cam Ward.
Right.
So it's the same way. Drake May had that promising but not great first year.
Right.
But then they surrounded him with better players, better weapons, and look what happened. They went to the Super Bowl. So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with the Titans, but they were aggressive. They signed wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson to a 4-year, $78 million deal. D lineman John Franklin Myers to a 3-year, $63 million deal. Cornerback Alante Taylor, 3 years, $60 million. Cornerback Cordell Flott, 3 years, $45 million. And cornerback Joshua Williams, 2 years, in the term to be, or the semantics and the pay of the deal to be determined. And then they did make one trade for Jermaine Johnson II, which was another player added. So 2 for 6 new players added to the roster for the Titans, coming off a, not a great year, but they're looking to rebuild for the future, and they look to spend their money. Some teams had cap space.
Yeah, and Raiders, I think, had the highest cap space.
They did, and that's the second team I want to get into.
They were very aggressive,
Super, super aggressive. They spent more money than any other team in the first 6 hours of the negotiating window, and not for for bad reason. They needed to do this. They needed some new players.
Right.
They needed some new blood. They had $130 million in cap space, and they had to spend the majority of it to reach the cap floor in the NFL, which has a 3-year spending floor. So now, here are the players that were signed by the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday. The most notable is not a sexy position. It's a center. It is all-pro center Tyler Linderbaum. He becomes the highest paid center in the NFL.
Yeah.
3 years, $81 million contract for the former Ravens. So a lot of Raiders fans were joking on Twitter yesterday. We basically traded Max Crosby for Linderbaum and 2 first-round picks because the Ravens, by taking on Max Crosby's contract, had no cap space, no real room to sign Linderbaum as well, because he's set to be the highest paid center, and he was the highest paid center in NFL history at $81 million over 3 years.
Yeah, and I like this.
The O-line was terrible.
Yeah, the O-line was terrible, and Linderbaum is really great with like the rush. So I think for Genty and stuff, this is a big deal. I think, lining up behind Tyler at center, we're going to see Genty have a lot better year. And it's just going to open it up, too, for Mendoza to pass. If you have a good run game, then you're going to have open wide receivers, because they can't just rush or, cover all the receivers. You can't double team.
Sure.
So that because they know that Genty's going to be running. So
and the play action game will be lethal. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know that I loved this deal, but I don't hate it. I think it could be really good.
You probably don't love the $81 million.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's a lot of money for a center. And a lot of people don't prioritize the center position.
Right.
They just draft a third rounder and say, all right, do your best out there. But it obviously appears the Raiders are valuing the center and the offensive line heading into year 2 of Genty.
Right. Yeah. So I think it'll be good. Yeah. That zone run offense and stuff will be great. So
I think so too. I think it's going to be a big improvement in the run game with the signing of center Tyler Linderbaum, the highest paid center in NFL history. But that's not where they stopped. It was linebacker Quay Walker, 3 years, $40.5 million.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Nakobe Dean, 3 years, $36 million. The wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings, he was kind of the third guy there. He just needs more opportunity, and he gets it in Vegas. 3 years, $35 million for Jalen Naylor. Defensive end Kwity Paye of the Indianapolis Colts, formerly of 3 years, $48 million. Defensive end Malcolm Consey, 1 year, $11 million. And cornerback Eric Stokes, 3 years, $48 million, were all the free agency moves. And then a trade as well for cornerback Teron Johnson. Admittedly, there aren't many value adds. They didn't really sign many guys for cheap. They really went for the top end guys at a lot of the positions.
Yeah.
And they paid for it.
They did.
And so the thing about free agency is if you sign a lot of these deals, Linderbaum, 3 years. Quay Walker, 3 years. Nakobe Dean, 3 years. Jalen Naylor, 3 years. Kwity Paye, 3 years. They're setting up a 3-year runway with a lot of these free agents. So we'll get to see how they pan out over the course of 3 years. There's not a lot of 1-year deals, 1-year prove-it deals. I mean, I know that Malcolm Consey got a 1-year prove-it, but not many guys got the 1-year prove-it. A lot of the term given out by the Raiders, 2-3 years. So a little different strategy here. But Linderbaum, Walker, and Dean are still only 25 years old, while Naylor, Paye, Consey, and Stokes are all 27. Wow. So almost all of the players under 30 years old. So that is good for the youth movement, getting turnover with your roster, getting younger bodies in there, more athletic, more speed. Right. So I like these moves for the Raiders, and I like Linderbaum. That was the most controversial signing of the day. Yeah. I think a lot of Raiders fans either really happy about it or really upset about it. It's kind of a polarizing. And I'm kind of
in the middle.
You're in the middle, and I like that.
I don't love what we paid him, but I think he's going to be a good addition.
Yeah. And
I think it's a great move. I just wish we didn't pay him that much.
That's right. And I think the Raiders were far and away his highest offer. That's why he signed there. Yeah. Because that's the thing about being as bad as the Raiders are. You kind of got to overpay to get the top guys to come. So, whereas if another really good playoff team offered him similar money, I think he might have taken it, but I think the Raiders overpaid quite a bit to get Linderbaum. But that doesn't mean, same thing as Odafe Owe. It doesn't mean just because he was overpaid doesn't mean he can't perform. He can do both. He can be overpaid and still perform. So I like this. I like the free agency frenzy from the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday. I was really impressed with their ability to just go out and get deals done. I mean, I got to say my team didn't do much of anything besides signing Owe to that big deal. So I like a team that's aggressive. I like a team that goes for it. And the Raiders and the Titans definitely did that. They're trying to reshape their rosters. And we still got the NFL draft. So we still got more players to be added. Youth movement, of course. But I really like the Raiders and Titans, who were both bad teams last year, let's be frank. But they're looking to improve things for their fans. Like, that's what I see in free agency, is when your owner's willing to spend big money in free agency and let it loose and sign good players, it shows that ownership wants success for the fans.
Yeah.
So I like that. It kind of reaffirms that your front office is trying.
Right.
Like when you just sign nobody and you're not active, it just kind of looks like you're depending on the draft to fill all your holes. Spend money. Isn't that frustrating?
It is, yeah.
As a fan, like as far as your fanhood goes, you've been a Raiders fan your whole life.
Right.
And Mark Davis, Al Davis, never been shy to spend. You know, they like to try and improve the team. Has it gone great for him the last 10 years? Not really. No. But I think now, with a new head coach, Clint Kubiak, who looks to be a good head coach.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a progressive, good offensive mind. It's going to work well with Mendoza. I think those guys are going to mesh.
I think so.
Then you got a all-world running back in Genty that was just held back by his offensive line last year.
Yeah.
And you're seeing the offensive line make improvements. Linderbaum, I think they're going to draft some linemen too. They got a lot of draft picks. So I like the way the Raiders are moving. I was probably a little early. Last year, I said the Raiders would threaten for the playoffs. I did say that in one of our summer shows when we were talking about sleepers. I was a big believer in them.
We were hoping, with Gino and Genty and Pete Carroll, and it just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It just really did not work out. Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly was not the match made in heaven. We were all sold. Geno Smith was 3 years past his prime. Genty had a terrible offensive line. The defense was a nightmare, even with Max Crosby, which leaves me with my next point. You lose your best defensive player.
Right.
You trade him.
Yeah.
And then you sign all these guys, and Kwity Paye is an edge rusher, 3 years, $48 million. They want him to do some of the things that Crosby did. But he obviously won't be Crosby.
He's not a Crosby.
He's never been Crosby as an Indianapolis Colt. So who thinks he's going to be one now? But maybe they can do it by committee. I mean, they signed 1, 2, 3 defensive ends, 3 edge rushers.
Right.
So maybe they're trying to do it like they know they can't give you. One guy can't give you the production of Max, but maybe with 3 or 4 guys, they can combine to kind of assemble a sack total near what he would get.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the idea I think they're going for. They're going for quantity over quality with the edge rushers.
And I think that's why they brought in, Malcolm on just a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
$11 million contract. Prove
it deal. Yep.
Right. Yeah. To see if he can add to that. And like you said, cohesively, between all of them, still make up a Max Crosby. But that's a tough job. Yeah, I have my doubts. Big time.
Did you have a Crosby jersey or no?
No, I don't.
No, you didn't. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you didn't lose out on that one. I know a lot of Raiders fans. That was one of the more.
I want one. I wish I had one.
It was one of the more popular jerseys. You'd see more 98s than just about any number in the Allegiant Stadium. But
I have Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson.
So you went with some classics. You're safe from player turnover and trade.
Yeah, but no, I still want a Crosby one.
That's right.
Especially now that he's gone.
He's on the Ravens now. But the Raiders did their best to try and fill his absence. They signed 2 linebackers, 3 edge rushers, a corner, a wide receiver, and a center. And traded for another corner as well. Yeah. So they were very active yesterday, making all the moves in free agency. And we will keep you up to the latest with free agency. I got one more signing I forgot about that I think is super intriguing.
Okay.
Which one? Now, bear with me here. He's very old, and he was on your fantasy team as well last year. But Mike Evans.
I was gonna say, okay, it's Mike.
It was graded an A+ trade for the 49ers.
Did Chiefs? Or no, he went to the 49ers, yeah.
And he signs 3 years, $60.4 million. I did not think he had 3 years left. I thought this would be a 1-year prove-it deal. But instead, the 49ers wanted some terms. So they give him 3 years, $60 million. But this is a match made in heaven. You get a tall, lengthy wide receiver that, yes, has had his injury concerns. I understand. He had some injuries last year.
Yeah.
But he has been an 1,000-yard receiver, and he is 10 straight years, 1,000 yards.
Right.
When he's not hurt, he gets to 1,000.
Yeah.
So he is a productive receiver. And the 49ers, it's been a nightmare in the receiver room. Brandon Ayuk has gone off the wall. There's videos of him grabbing an ice cream cone by the top, and it seems like things have kind of deteriorated for him mentally a little bit, and he was left on the reserve do not play list last year. There's videos of him speeding by Levi Stadium at 120 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
Like he was just kind of having an episode, I think. And they traded Debo to the Commanders.
Right.
So then they were left with Jawan Jennings and George Kittle.
Yeah.
That was their great skill player assembly last year. And obviously McCaffrey.
Yeah.
But McCaffrey, he's going to produce every year, but they need other guys to produce.
Right.
So I think Evans, Kittle, McCaffrey, a great threesome, a great triumvirate of talent. So I think the Mike Evans deal is a big deal for the 49ers, who they've got Purdy, they got McCaffrey, they got a good defense. They feel like their championship window is still open.
Yeah.
I saw them just a couple years ago in Vegas against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They were right there. They went to overtime and lost, I understand, but they were right there. The team construction and Kyle Shanahan, one of the best coaches in the league, you give him a weapon like 6'4" Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I like the ad. I do. I like it. Even though he's old.
I think it's a good one.
I think he is 34.
I think.
Yes, 34 years old. 12 years in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting fit as well. But those are some of the signings that we liked, disliked, some of the most aggressive teams in free agency. It's been a fun, frantic start to NFL free agency, and we'll have more for you in tomorrow's show. As yes, a lot of the headliner guys have signed, but still a lot of good players. A lot of good players out there.
Yep.
And we will get into it at full analysis tomorrow with more of the signings. And as we transition, and the NFL never sleeps. The next thing, we go from free agency to the draft to OTAs to mini camp to training camp to preseason, and then the games are here. So we all look forward to that day.
Oh yeah.
Because the games are gone right now, and we're lucky right now because we got the NHL, we got NBA, we got college hoops, but soon it will be quite the barren wasteland for sports come June. So
better start paying attention now if you want to have a good fantasy team.
That's right. Got to start paying attention now. Tara's already thinking about her fantasy ads and drops. She's thinking about her roster. I know Drake May is going to be on it. But we're going to take a quick break. Be back with the wrap of the show and the final couple segments right after this. We're live here on The Fan, but we are going to jump into one of our Media Day exposés from the past week as baseball season closing in. And this is a sample of the Pineview Panthers Media Day from a couple weeks ago. Here's Devin and Caden with the coverage.
Sports Network, we're hosting our 2026 Baseball Media Day. Devin, Dixon, Caden Formaster hanging out with you. And the Pineview Panthers are joining us on set now. And Coach Walker couldn't be here today, so we got Coach Sane sitting in. Coach, thanks for coming. And how much did Kyler have to pay you to come take his spot today?
Yeah, plenty.
Plenty. How long have you been with the Panther program?
Since 2019.
2019. Give us an overall preview. Tell us about the club this year and the expectations. I know you got a lot of key guys back from last year.
Well, I think that our three key this year is going to be experience because we are returning a lot of players. I believe we have 6 players that are going to be in the starting lineup with 2 or more years experience on the varsity level. I think that the versatility, we've got a lot of Swiss Army knives in our group, and we're very, very pleased about that. I think that our pitching is going to be a centerpiece. Our hitting we're a better hitting team this year than we were last year. I think we're a better defensive team this year than we were last year. Overall, we're seeing improvement in team speed, which I think relates to the better hitting team and better defense. Pitching-wise, we've got Tristan Sylvester to be talking. He is a senior. He'll be a third-year starting pitcher. Trayson Millen will also this will be his second year starting on the varsity level. We've got 13 players that are juniors, seniors. 11 of those 13 have pitched on the varsity level. So we're deep in pitching. We're developing. Our concept of being a strike-oriented team has been paying off in the preseason. We've seen that come to play. Again, I think the biggest improvement that we've seen in the preseason has been our situational hitting, and we're showing some power. Old Parker Heath back there, he hit a bomb. So and Ryan DeWitt, our shortstop, hit a home run too in preseason game. So we're really, really happy with where we are. We know we've got a lot of work to do still. We're committed. We believe that we're going to challenge in Region 9. Our goals are to get that first round bye and play the second round at home so that we can advance the state. So that's what we're looking for. And I think that this group of young men, especially this senior class, they're special. I would compare them to the senior class that we had in 2022 with the Roundies and Beckers and
good team
and Iverson. Good team.
A lot of those guys still playing college baseball.
Right, and quite a few of them are. Some of them are, that's for sure. But I think this team, where they excel beyond that team, is the versatility. And that really will come into play because, we've got players that, like I said, 11 of the 13 pitch, so that shows versatility. We've got Tucker Cottom and Tracy Milne, both that will be moving around different positions, second base, shortstop, third base, outfield. Tracy will also catch. Cash, our primary catcher, we know he can play the outfield, and he showed us the other day that he still remembered how to play second base, so we like to see that. Poe Campbell is coming along with his pitching. We believe he's going to be, one of our starters. We think that we're looking at our starters, then our bridge pitchers. Luke Bates is coming along, Ollie Sterner, Tucker Cottom, Gila Manti, and then on the closing end, we've got Ryan DeWitt and also Cash Neris over here. So pitching-wise is starting to shape up pretty well. So we're pleased with where we are.
No disrespect, Kyler, but that was the best breakdown we've got and best preview we've ever got for Pineview baseball. Coach Sane dropping some knowledge with us here on set. Caden, I don't know if I have any more questions for
listen,
Coach.
every question I had, it seemed like he was answering it as it was popping into my head. So that's fantastic.
Let's go.
Coach.
Let's go.
Well, that's what 40 years of doing this will do.
That's right. That's right. Let's talk with the players. We'll circle back, see if I can think of something for Coach in a minute. But that was a great preview for the Pineview Panthers. Cash Money, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much.
Got that jersey dirtied up a little bit already?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm known for. Just getting dirty.
How's tryouts going? You worried?
No, not at all. I mean, a little bit, but it was a lot of fun. I'm really excited with the team this year.
Big turnout?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good.
Yeah, you're one of the guys that's been on varsity already. You've been there, done that with the Pineview Panthers. But what's different about previous years to this year? What's something that you're looking forward to?
I feel that we have a complete team. We have a lot more commits than we've ever had. We're really composed as a team. We don't have any issues together. We're all cool. We're all friends. We have Tristan. I feel like he's the best pitcher we've had in 4 or 5 years. We have Porter in center, probably the best outfitter we've had in 5 years. I just think we're an all-around better team. Our bats are better. Randy kind of said it best, but we have better gloves. We're just better.
Love it. Love it. You said you're really close-knit group.
Yeah, we've all been friends. Me, Parker, Tristan, Trace, and Hila all grew up together, playing against each other. And we all have kind of like a competitive nature at practice. And
You guys all go out and play on different club teams? You guys all play on the same club team in the offseason?
yeah, I know we all play on different teams, yeah. But yeah, we always hang out. We're super close.
When you're hanging out, what are you doing?
Usually at the Monotai house. We like bowling too. Bowling's always fun.
You know, that's what the guys from, was it Crimson
Canyon?
Cliffs,
Oh,
I
no.
think that said that?
It was Dixie. It was
Dixie.
Dixie.
Yeah.
It was Dixie that was saying that. So I
said
don't know.
we
I
didn't-
think maybe we need a little Region 9 baseball bowling tournament.
That'd be cool. Who's the best bowler on the team?
Probably me.
Whoa.
I'd have to say me.
What's your highest score?
I got a 193. That's pretty good for.
You got a ways to go to catch.
No,
Weston?
no.
It was a
Weston-
Gilmore.
Weston Gilmore's
245.
240s.
I think he might have been lying to you.
Cash, pass that mic back and let's talk with Porter for a second here and running down balls in center field.
Yep, it's my job this year.
Yeah. You call anybody off if it's in the gap. It's yours, right?
Oh yeah, all the time.
What? Who's the fastest on this team? If there's a race around from home all the way around, or from the outfield fence to home plate, who wins that?
It'd be me or Parker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How much in baseball are you guys working on endurance and stamina and conditioning? Because it's a little different than other sports, like basketball, for instance.
Yeah, we haven't conditioned much this year compared to the other years, but just with pitching, we kind of get it done on our own.
Yeah. What's the off season like for you?
For me individually,
Yeah. What do you do?
I've been staying consistent, staying humble, and I've been honing in on my craft and individual work and just getting better as a overall player. I think it's Hila. Personally.
Cash wasn't
But I
happy
like
about
the
that
confidence. I like the confidence. Gila and Cash one-on-one. Let's go.
How's the bat looking this year?
It's looking better than the last 2 years. I've been working on what's been worse for me and just making everything a strength.
Love it.
The goal over 400 batting average this year?
Yeah, the goal's over that this year.
Were you 340, 350 last year? Somewhere in
It
that
was
neighborhood?
like 320, 330.
320. Yeah. 4 home runs last year?
Yeah, 4 home runs last year.
What's the goal for dingers?
More than that, so like 5 or above. That's the goal.
Porter Campbell, everybody. All right, let's go Tristan Sylvester. Feel like we've been talking about you for a while now.
Yeah.
You've been in the program.
been a minute, yeah.
I felt like last year, I don't know if you weren't healthy or what, but you got better and stronger as the season went on. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Last year, I definitely had a roadblock with grades. But as it got on, teammates put me in check, especially Cash, kept me in check, and this year, way better.
Good.
Straightforward.
What's GPA up above 3 now?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
go.
Yep.
Student athlete.
Yes, sir.
What are you most excited about? Preseason schedules, a game you got circled, region schedule you got to circle on a game?
I'm really excited to go at a region. I think we can go at these teams like Crimson and Desert Hills. I'm excited for this team.
There's no off night in Region 9, really.
No, sir.
I mean, even Hurricane, I know they had a rough year last year, and you guys saw them in that
Yeah.
regional, and they got one on you in
They
that
did get
series,
us-
too.
Got one, yep.
Yeah, so there's no off night.
Nope.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's pass that mic over there and let's talk with Parker. Dinger the other day, huh?
Yes, sir. Good
Tell
feeling.
me about it. Fastball?
Yeah, fastball right down the middle. Good pitcher, but I took advantage of it.
Okay. All right. Now you got to rinse and repeat that, right?
Absolutely. Looking for more.
Talk to me about your role in this team. You got some leaders. You got some experience. It sounds like a fun group. You guys are tight knit. What's your role? You keeping things loose? You the jokester on the team or what?
Not quite the jokester, but
You one of the more quiet guys on the team?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to be playing left field this year. I was DHing last year, so it should be good. I'm excited for it. Gain some speed too, so I'm going to look for some stolen bases.
What did you do to get faster?
I trained a ton in the off season. I gained a lot of weight too. I think that's part of what played into my home run. But yeah, I'm excited
Gotta
to
swing that weight
get
around
after
a
it.
little bit,
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's good. Favorite baseball player? Who you like watching on TV?
That's a tough one. I'm a big Jackson Merrill fan.
Okay.
Young guy for the Padres.
Yeah, Padres.
Center fielder. He's awesome. I like him.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, pass the mic back to Coach Porter Campbell, Parker Heath, Tristan Sylvester, Cass Cisneros. Coach, thanks for bringing these guys in. You got a good group. You guys are excited for the season. Let's go.
And, one thing I failed to mention that we have 5 college commit players out of our senior class, and the other senior is an academic scholarship. So we're very, very proud of these young men and the senior class that they are and what they've brought to our program.
All right, pass the mic back to Cash. Name everybody and where they've signed to go.
Cash Cisneros, Colorado Northwestern.
Okay?
Tristan Sylvester, Yakima. Gila Monotai, College of the Canyons. Tucker Cottom, College of the Canyons. Trayson Millen, Glendale Guachos.
There you go. There you go. Well done, Cash Money. Marvelous. The Pineview Panthers, everybody. We got to take a break. Cedar coming up next. Region 9 Baseball Media Day continues after this on the Fan Sports Network.
Back live from the Findlay Hyundai Studios, as that was the Pineview Panthers wrapping up their media day little selection there, and sounds like a good season on tap. Picked a little down the row in the preseason poll, but I think this is a team that could upset and make a rise in region play. We're going to let's see, buddy. We got about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's just take it to the top.
Just 3 minutes. Yeah.
3 minutes. Okay. So we talked a lot on today's show, bracketology. That we didn't get into the tankathon. Gonna have to get into that tomorrow. I wanted to jump into that with the Jazz
NBA draft.
There is a website for anyone who wants to solicit this and try it out themselves. Tankathon.com. We're gonna do it on tomorrow's show. It simulates the draft order based on the current records of the teams. It simulates the ping pong balls bouncing around and the outcomes and all that stuff. So I did it 5 or 6 times, got different draft orders.
I did it 10 times.
You did it 10.
Yes, and Utah Jazz averaged the third selection.
Third selection.
Yeah.
Okay. So the average draft positioning for 10
times.
10 tankathon submissions was third.
Third.
So the third pick is what they'll wield according to tankathon. So we will move forward.
We'll average it again tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow.
We'll average again. Yeah.
Another random sample. Okay,
Yes.
so but today's sample
It would
got
be
the
third.
Jazz with the third pick. I like that.
I do too.
Still some really good players
Maybe
available.
Boozer.
Yeah, get the next in line in the Boozer family.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to have another Boozer in Utah.
It would be nice. Yeah.
And Devin has been threatening. He's been saying that he's got Carlos's number.
Oh.
And I would love to have Carlos Boozer
He
on
better call him up.
to talk about his son. He met him at the Friendship Cup last year at that golf outing. So hopefully we can get Carlos on to talk about his son, who is quickly elevating up the board. Some mocks have him the number 1 pick. Some have him the number 3 pick.
Right.
And if you're the Jazz, you'd be so lucky if
You'd
he
be
was
thrilled.
available at 3.
Yeah.
But our current tankathon.com simulation had him at 3. We will rerun it tomorrow. 10 simulations. We'll get a pick, and then we will try and decipher who we think the Jazz should take with that tankathon.com pick.
Yeah.
Which is the most accurate tanking simulation that there is on the internet that I've found. So We will roll with it, as a lot of NBA teams use Tankathon, I've read. So this is interesting.
Wow.
So we got about a minute 30 in the show here today, and it's time to thank our great local partners. First off, Color Country Custom Coatings. JC is offering a limited time deal, $200 off a permanent ceramic coating. But hurry, this offer won't last. Call JC today at 678-283-8124. Color Country Custom Coatings. Protect your vehicle with the ultimate finish. And also brought to you today by Prime IV, PrimeIVSTG.com, to book an appointment over there, or call 435-522-5005. Feel your best this month at Prime IV. Give your IV an extra boost with this only happens in March, the Lucky Leprechaun add-on. For only $65, B12 amino blend and a double dose of taurine helps to boost energy and vitality. They've also got the Niagen special, normally $120 for only $50. Celebrate March with a little luck and wellness exclusively at Prime IV. All right. And lastly, brought to you by Wilkinson's. Light it up. Wilkinson's House of Lighting. Thanks so much to Michael, our intern. Tara did an amazing job on the board and with her content today. That's going to do it for us today. We'll see you tomorrow.